Speaker or microphone? right outside the ER right now. It's a mass casualty decontamination A. And right now, there's no place for that water to go and accumulate. You obviously don't want something like that to go in the stormwater drains. So this is going into their drainage system where they can pump it out if need be. So
Well, it'll be removed from the site, it'll be stored and then removed.
Will be treated before it's released.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm not 100% sure what they're doing, if they're treating it, I'm not sure.
I think a hazmat crew comes in with a special
Yeah.
truck and pumps it out of this tank and hold it, and they take
Take it away.
It's the whole-
It's just a holding area for
Right.
what's
Yes.
there now.
All right, that makes sense.
And it's in the ambulance bay, and we were saying?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so questions, any more questions on this site plan review?
So you're talking about the curb, how is that gonna pass it, like the sidewalk and everything on that corner? How far are you going out, or are you just kind
We're staying right by where it is, we're gonna put it right back.
of, okay,
So the curbing will only change in your parking lot.
okay,
Not on the street.
Yeah.
gotcha, okay, I understand that.
All right, any other questions? Will the lighting change affect any,
We're just moving the light pole over, like tackle up.
does that affect the lighting
No.
reaching
No.
the neighbors?
No.
All right, can I get a motion to approve, for site plan review for 134 Homer Ave, Guthrie, Portland Medical Center?
I make there.
Tony, all right, second.
I'll say.
Ms. Bethel, all right, any further discussion? All right, all those in favor, say.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, motion carried.
Thank you,
Good
Joe.
luck.
Thank you.
All right, that's good. Agenda item. It's a sketch plan conference, 172, 174, 178 Homer Ave. Christopher Community Incorporated seeks to develop two multi-residential buildings and a community center. The sketch plan conference is for a conceptual review prior to the submission of the site plan review. So we're not actually going to be, sure how many there are. So we can just bring it. Taking discussion documents are available at, and gives you the budget.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I also have it in, it's another one.
Yeah, the link to it actually. Like a whole page of nights.
yeah, there's a total of 8.
August. Supporting document number.
Yeah, I'm sorry that there were restricted titles on each of those uploads that didn't get transferred over.
This is the script with the new reuse center.
That's correct.
See it.
Good evening, Planning Commission.
Good evening.
My name is Trevor Howe with the engineering firm Passrow Associates. I'm here tonight with the client Christopher Community Incorporated to present the proposed project in the city of Portland. The goal tonight is to present the project and share an open discussion to answer any outstanding question that the commission or public may have concerning the proposal. Thank you for allowing us to join this evening. A conceptual submission was made on June 28th. And a full site plan and variance application was submitted on July 26th. The next planning commission meeting is scheduled for September 9th. The project includes the redevelopment of the existing Dollar General Commercial Shopping Center located at 172 to 174 Homer Ave. And there's a vacant gas station at 178 Homer Ave. The two subject parcels will be combined into one parcel by a subdivision where the total combined size is 4.47 acres. As you can see in the location map attached. The northern portion of the existing commercial strip mall is to be demolished and a 61 unit residential plaza is to be built in the northern portion of the site. operate the truck for the town for now.
Section,
Yeah.
so.
The northern section, which normally extends up like this, is getting
Yeah.
demolished, and the residential plaza is getting built in its place. Two 3-story multifamily buildings are proposed, along with a clubhouse and recreational facilities. The overall building program hosts 61 apartment units, 3 2-bedrooms, 3 studios, and 39 1-bedrooms. Additional amenity space within the community center includes a fitness center, a cyber cafe, and community room. The front building facing Homer Ave will support office space for the YWCA and is a mixed-use building. So up to about the L here along this frontage will be the commercial space for the YWCA. YWCA currently is involved in the Grace Brown House, which is located to the north of the site. And they're moving their office facilities onto the building 1 of the site plan proposed along the Homer Ave approach.
Okay, so the YWCA is moving its office buildings, its office,
Not its entire office, just, program, aid to victims of violence, they're moving that section to this new location.
it's no location.
It's about 15 offices.
The building setbacks are complied with in the proposed site plan. The site provides 191 parking spaces when approximately 201 are required by code. 6 variances are requested to support the site plan application. Required parking, chapter 30, section 87. Lot coverage, chapter 30, section 34. Front yard parking, section 30, or chapter 30, section 84. Buffer strips, chapter 30, section 95. Landscape areas, chapter 300, section 92, and then maximum non-residential building footprint in GB2.
So all of that is, just, I don't mean to interrupt.
No,
That's all previously non-conforming stuff. That we're just addressing. But new construction.
thank you, Rich. The site will utilize public water and sewer for Homer Ave and a private water quality unit for stormwater. Landscaping, picnic areas, and playground is provided. The proposed action is consistent with the predominant character of the surrounding area. Traffic impacts will be minimal as the 61 affordable housing units will have less traffic than the 28,000 square feet of commercial building that is being demolished. The proposed action will exceed state energy code requirements. The site is not historical and a no impact letter has been obtained by the State Historic Preservation Office. There are no wetlands, floodplains, or endangered species on site. The project is seeking funding through the New York State Housing Community and Renewal. The site plan approval in September is critical to hitting the state deadlines for funding. Once funded in 2025 or 2026, a building and demolition permit application will be submitted. With that brief presentation out of the way, I'd like to open up to open discussion.
Who are the intended tenants, do you know? Who they're.
Yeah, so the front building with the YWCA will be for domestic violence, and building 2 is for affordable housing. The average median income range is 30 to 60% of the average median income.
Yeah, just to expand on that, so my name is Audrey Farmaci, I'm from Christopher Community. We're a nonprofit, affordable housing development and management company. We own and manage, Grace Brown House currently. We partnered with the YWCA on that a couple years ago. And the Y has, seen a need for some more housing. So they received more funding for, similarly to what they got in Grace Brown House to increase their housing. So we're partnering with them again to make this a collaborative kind of project, serve the community's needs. And then the affordable housing piece, yeah, will be, in terms of 30 to 60%. AMI, it'll serve, families, and, yeah, we're looking at, sort of everyday people, just entry level workers, bus drivers, that's the kind of income level that we want to serve. And there's definitely a need for it in this community.
And the parking spaces, the county take into, so you're using the parking spaces that are more dedicated to the retail
on the south lot to make those counts, right? So the people that are in the housing will be using that lot, I mean.
That'll be kind of an overflow area. We anticipate approximately, 1 per unit for the parking counts based on the demographics. And 68 stalls are provided in that residential plaza area, so we anticipate, providing full parking. But obviously they do have the opportunity to utilize that northern strip along that residential plaza as overflow. And the off hour should offset, so when people are at the businesses, that, so we're comfortable with that variance and the parking counts provided to be able to provide service for our customers.
And what's the real reason to have that connection? Is that for the fire responders? or-
Yeah, mainly that's the point is, so we have 26-foot wide lanes all throughout the residential plaza. Fire department connections facing this strip right here, and our intention is to have a crash gate along with, the aluminum decorative fence that will kind of separate the two entities. And then that crash gate will be available for emergency response use. And then along this 26-foot drive aisle, we do provide a appendix D from the International Fire Code turnaround that is to code.
These businesses, institutions going to remain.
So the one business that's gonna remain is the Dollar General. That will remain, and then the two other tenants, which is the Seven Valley Food Coalition, is a food warehousing operation. So they'll be storing dry goods and food goods, to distribute that. So we are providing a loading dock for their use. In addition, the Cortland Reuse is a secondhand goods retail, so we did the parking counts for retail for that.
What, sorry?
We did the parking counts, based on a retail use for code.
But they will still utilize the building, so. Yeah.
The only two new tenants are the Seven Valley Food Coalition and, Cortland Reuse. They're not currently in the current commercial space, so those are new tenants, and the one will kind of.
They're just moving on.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't have that previous information.
Yeah,
They're gonna move over and where
Yes.
they are now is gonna be not.
yes, yeah, I think this, that's just all.
I'm just trying to picture it.
Yeah, exactly, yes, we're trying to work with everyone still involved, we want to, give them space to remain in the community.
They're gonna redo the facade.
For that, I can share. Here's an elevation for that existing. So this is the front that you would see from Homer Ave. This is the side that you'd see looking south from the residential plaza. This is along that access drive to the overhead door. So this is along the west side, and then this would be the south elevation, which is, basically what it is today, and that's the southern elevation that's along our
So
border.
the new facade with the older building will match the new facade.
Yes, that's the intent. I can share some of those elevations as well. Here's the existing building. There's some elevations of the clubhouse. This first building is the YWCA building, which will have their offices in this space along here. So that'll be,
Facing Homer Ave or-
yes, that's facing Homer Ave. So this is what you're looking at from Homer Ave. This is the L shape from the center of the site, and then this would be the corner elevation, kind of looking at that main entrance. The other two elevations are provided here.
Have you built something similar to this in communities that have already went to the smart growth plan in New York State?
Yeah, so the smart growth plan seems to focus mostly on the public infrastructure that would be incorporated with the project, so. Smart growth as part of this plan would be like the public sidewalks on Homer. We would have the smart growth guidelines for that, and then any other of the public improvements.
Form-based zoning? So the way the exterior of the building looks, the way the exterior of the building fits the neighborhood?
Yeah, that's, yeah, I agree with you.
Well, we haven't implemented it.
We have. It's good, it's good.
It already is kind of secret.
See, we've implemented it. Yeah, just saying it's nice. I wanna ask the questions.
Yeah.
Cause we're heading there.
Where have you built similar projects like this?
So in the city of Buffalo, we did something similar. We have a 31 unit, 3-story building that actually hosts the community center on the first floor, kind of facing the road. So in this case, we're doing more of like the YWCA opposite than having a dedicated community center. And that's the building permits are trying to close in August for that project. We can share, those plans if you guys are interested.
Nothing's to completion.
I think Bill, that really,
It's sort of stuff.
yeah, with the new kind of energy code with the solar on the roof, that's some of the newer stuff we got, so, I could probably look at, get a list of something that would be close, perhaps Harvard View. Harvard View and Oswego is similar project.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity, will the most square footage in the, say, use?
So it's been on record to maintain the square footage, I believe the way that the commercial building is set up right now. Space allocated for them is actually slightly larger than their current space. And then Seven Valley Food Rescue, we're gonna give them exactly what they need. There's gonna be somewhere else in storage space for them buildings, but we tend to have planning meetings with them and, really work this through to make sure that it's on their thing.
Is there anybody here from the community that'd like to ask any questions?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Joe Ortiz with Portland Reeves. A few questions. First, is there a gate between the housing parking lot and the retail parking? I thought.
There is.
See it.
There is, yeah, this.
I've got this.
Yeah, so basically, the area right there, the drive aisle that's striped out, there's gonna be a crash gate.
Okay.
So emergency vehicles can use it, but it's separated.
Keep the parking people separate.
Yes, exactly.
Second, are you gonna be able to have anything for unhoused people in this facility? Homeless people.
Homeless, I mean, if they're able to qualify, they would just have to go through the income qualifications.
Okay.
So they have to at least be able to pay rent or if it has some sort of subsidy, but yeah, it's not specifically homeless.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
Okay, it's more workforce.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are there, it sounded like there were office space in the first floor of both buildings, 1 and 2.
Actually, they're just in building 1.
Okay.
Building 2 to the rear is completely residential.
Okay, it's just the first floor, right? The rest-
Yeah, it's just the first floor.
Okay, so now my big question, we're getting relaxed and leading up to. Is I'm looking at the north elevation of our building and we really should be in the front because we have a tremendous amount of car traffic, especially people bringing donations in and trying to bring large things out of their cars. And that we're not near very much parking. Food Rescue hardly has anybody coming to the building. They really, if you can reconfigure it, they should be in the back.
We can look at that. We'd be happy to bring you along to our programming meetings as we start to, get those floor plans going, so.
Thank you.
we can coordinate that. after.
You have a red truck parked here to get into the
Loading it.
loading up. Are they gonna make that corner to back that truck down there? I don't know how big their trucks are, but are you leaving room for them?
Yeah, so we are providing a fire truck turnaround geometry with 28-foot radiuses and at least a 20-foot wide back lane there and then a 26-foot wide drive. So we ran the turning analysis and the truck we'll be able to use that.
Always depends on the truck driver, how well. Works on the computer.
So does the truck lane work if there's cars in the parking lot?
Yeah, so
Because it looks like it works if the parking lot is empty, but
Well, we got
It's much bigger than this.
Yeah,
They pull in and back in, so they got that even longer.
yeah,
So-
yeah, still some sure.
Oh, yeah.
So that is a 26 foot wide drive lane there, which is 2 feet wider than the standard of 24, and that's a regulation based on the International Fire Code for aerial apparatus. We felt that was important to provide that dead end turnaround, especially since that lane is more than 150 feet, so technically we're required to. So
So does reuse have any other concerns?
Yeah, actually, so we had to move out of our first store, Plain Road. And moved into the YM's building and lost 4 to 5 months in being open because of all the horrible problems the building gave us. And we can't go through that again. So ideally for us, you'll redo the commercial building first. And you will move us into it. We won't do it, you'll do it. Right? You'll move us into it, you gotta ask the question, right? Right? Yeah, you'll move us into it, then you'll start doing the demolition.
Yes, we'll have to definitely, that is the plan. We are going,
Because we'll have to leave. Right, the other way.
Yeah, no, yeah, and we'll definitely need to, yeah, sit down and have some better planning meetings to have all this out. We're still very much in the early, we don't even have funding secured yet. Yes, we'd like to work out as many details as possible now, so we intend to stage this project to do exactly that. Renovate the commercial space first, then have you guys move in, demo it, and then start it. So we want to stage it very carefully so that it all works out and we're not displacing anybody. So that is the plan, and we'll work out the
I feel better, thank you.
Sure.
All right,
And if I understand it, so you're looking for approval tonight, so you can apply for this funding.
not tonight, actually, this is a conceptual meeting that we're graciously allowed to attend. Thank you for having us again, allowing us to have this initial conversation. We think it's really important. And then September 9th would be that date where we'd be looking to secure the approval. We had our county planning commission meeting earlier today. That went really well.
County conceptual meeting.
Conceptual meeting, the planning commission meeting is the 21st, so it was the conceptual meeting, we got good feedback from the city wastewater guy, Bruce, and we met the water department out today and did some hydroflow tests, and we got good pressure out there on the main on Homer. So it doesn't look like anything's in our way as far as utility capacity goes. And so, you know, basically the timeline is at that September 9th meeting, we'd be looking to try to secure that approval.
So September 9th, they got the county planning, the way this is looking, they get the county planning on 21st, get the ZBA. Followed by planning, and that planning commission meeting in front of you guys, we got 3 items. Lot consolidation for that one, the gas station property, special use permit and the site plan. They need a special use permit because there's 2 multifamilies on the same.
All right.
property.
I mean, it's just a shame that we can't pretty much the parking. Parking spaces, but the best opportunity, and that's it. It's not true way into the city. You know, where the building going, landscaping on there, it's gonna look great. That's really. You approach Morton Automotive yet, see if you can buy that property, since that's exactly the same way.
Is that tangent to us?
It's a great idea.
It's good.
Absolutely a fantastic idea.
That would, yeah. Be a nice thing to
Wrap on the variances.
Yeah, it could add parking and.
Like, you get your numbers up, you do it. Back straight.
So that is a GB1, by the way, so I mean GB2, excuse me, so if you want to put up a 10-foot privacy fence along the back of the property, you can do that.
Okay. And that's where we have the stalls to the south there in front. let me make sure we're talking.
Yes, yes. Is there anybody here from the residents that live close by?
Is interesting.
Oh, on here.
Yeah.
That's a good place. Okay, yeah. I think that's a good visual barrier.
I know some of the issues we've had in the past, people don't want headlights on the, their property, and then, the 10-foot privacy, that's gonna help with them.
Yes, anyone else here from the general public that would like to ask any other questions before we're not approving anything, it's just more of an informational, get some feedback, that type of thing, not approving it, that the approval process will be next month. And it normally would be the first Monday because Labor Day would be the 9th instead of the 2nd. So I would suggest if anybody is interested in planning that meeting, that's really, the rubber hits the road.
Right, well, public notice for that one.
Yeah, so we will put out public notice, the public hearing on the city website, the newspaper, and sure, our local media will help. But
Do we need to post signs at the property?
I wouldn't,
Okay.
just, I mean, if you want to, you can, I guess, but I mean, I think all the interested parties are here right now.
Thank you.
Joe?
So it's very distinctly separated from the Grace Brown house. Is there a reason for that? Does that end up being owned by the same entity?
YWCA connected, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be, so Christopher Community is going to, we currently own, Grace Brown House, we also own and manage, this project. So, it is two separate projects. There may be some, I think the Y intends to, obviously, since they're moving their offices, they intend to serve both projects, so.
Yeah, there may be an opportunity for a connection.
It just seems like even with parking, if it was developed as one project. You could have the parking all kind of combined in the middle, reconfigure the existing parking. At the Grace Brown house, and maybe, even,
Yeah, at the,
and it doesn't show, like, if you have it drawn, you don't have any sidewalks going, like, so the community center doesn't really look like it's intended to be used by the.
it isn't, it is, for our residents on this project, I think an opportunity for a sidewalk to come down the side of the road and a crosswalk here in case, these residents need to come to the offices. Could definitely be incorporated and we can work through that with, this community since they have parcels. If that's something you guys are interested in.
Also curious, because the nature of those two buildings. Security is very important.
So that's what I was gonna say. The Grace Brown is Special handling people.
Right.
Yeah, you got. The question I had though, is, the newspaper store mentioned a bus stop. You got it on here?
We did have it in the site plans we showed. I don't know if this rendering captured that level of detail, but there is an intent to try to propose a new bus shelter. Just south of this entrance. And then we were gonna work with Melissa Potter from the county, and she informed us today that this is on a route and that they would be amendable to that idea, so.
That would be great to have.
Yeah.
Have a bus stop there.
So also, you might want to mention in this conversation, this has to be, part of this grant is renewable energy. So it's gonna be solar, it's not, it's gonna be gas powered, the only gas they're probably gonna come into the building is to run the backup generator they're gonna have. So it's all 100% renewable energy too, so.
I think it sounds like a great project.
That bus stop will be on the final site plan review, that we'll be able to see. the bus-
Yeah, we're proposing it.
Yeah.
It's in the right of way, which is city jurisdiction, so.
So the county, the lady, did you talk to her?
Yeah, it's the buyer, I got her.
So Melissa was at the county meeting and they discussed all this.
Bus stop will have you too, right?
Yes, it will.
Is it YMCA or YWCA?
It's
I think YMCA may be the owner of the parcel right now, but YWCA is the entity that would be utilizing that space.
Okay, thank you.
It's a little confusing. Part of this, like you mentioned, the Grace Brown House and security, and I understand isn't part of building one, the same
Yes.
population though too.
We're taking those security concerns into play. To enter the playground, you'll have to go through the community center, use a key fob. We'll have a 6 foot high security fence that encompasses that. And then it'll be key fob entry to all the doors, and there'll be security cameras as well, spanning the development area.
Yeah. I will look forward to 609, then, yeah, definitely.
The old PNC was there, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll say it like that.
We should have best.
Thank you, planning commission. Really appreciate your time tonight.
Yeah.
I
Just
can,
do it again, Trevor.
I'll sign the sign sheet. Make sure that I don't. I should have brought my apologies.
Yes.
And you're with
Christopher Community.
Christopher Community?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
This is where we have a time extension request from the Portland Housing Assistance Council, CHAC. They seek an extension under the site plan. And flood development permit for 30 River Street beyond the current period, which is ending on November 28th. This year, 2024. Is there anyone here to speak on their behalf?
I am.
All right, tell us a little bit about the extension or the need for one.
Hi. Yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks.
Yes, I'm the director of the Portland Housing Assistance Council. I've been here a couple times. We're proposing affordable senior housing on River Street. So we originally, I think it was in 2022. We applied, did not get funding. We applied again last year, did not get funded. Very competitive. It's just one of those things. We did receive a little over $2 million through New York State Office of Temporary Disability and Assistance. So we think now that we have that $2 million, it'll help with our third application, which we are applying for, and it's due September 18th. So we need to have, even though this goes until November, we probably won't get awarded till the end of this year. Construction probably won't start if we get funding, won't start till next summer. So they were asking if we can get another extension to put us through till next year. So at least when construction starts, everything's in place. There won't be any changes. I had handed these out last year, but we forgot about what, but they haven't been updated, so the dates will be a little bit different. We're submitting September, and then probably will be awarded hopefully the end of this year. Construction would start next year. But if you wanted, everything else would be the same.
So much is your anticipated? How much is your anticipated?
He did. He did.
Well, the total project is gonna be. All pre-developed laws, construction's thinking now about 13 million. This is gonna be all electric. It's a passive house, all electric. There will be some solar panels.
That's, well, I understand that's part of it. grant process. you
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah, I mean, anything new nowadays through the state has to be,
That's the same thing with these guys, we just.
right, and this is strictly seniors, 2 years for each older.
This extension would give you another year beyond what we currently have, like.
Right.
For 2025, basically.
Right. So as I said, nothing has changed, it's just, I said, it's very, and I'm probably this project that just went, they'll probably be applying for the same funding. So they'll go to projects.
The motion to extend
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah. Motion to extend, can I get a second?
for a year to November.
That would be great, yes.
So the only thing I would mention is, I mean, you guys can do whatever you want. There's really no clear cut definition of how many of these extensions you can give. It just says up to a year. So at some point, unfortunately, they're gonna have to come back and reapply. I feel that's.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So let's give them the extension that year.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep that, and I'll let my consultants know too, that after this one, if we don't get funding, then next year we.
I would at least ask. I mean, they can, if they're board, they say yes. It's just something that they need to consider. I
Right.
mean, it doesn't hurt to ask.
All right, any further discussion? What, we got a motion, I don't think we got a second. You got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who is the first,
Brendan got the motion and Mike got the second. All right, any further discussion? So all you guys were on the board meeting, they were here, but
Okay.
like you said, it's a project for, older Americans.
Which, as you all know, all of us are getting there.
And also, if just the floodplain development permit can be extended as well, that was part of the approval from last year. Because I know Roy wanted me to make sure I,
But my motion to extend this and all the related documents.
okay,
Yeah.
Thank
So it's fine. Any other further discussion?
some kind of documentation
Thank
here,
Yeah.
I can wait.
but, like, just a decision, something signed by me saying this is what.
This is what you gave me last year. and
Like the
that's
same.
Yeah,
Okay,
that was great.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carried. Hopefully you get funded this time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That 2 million, Mike, right?
Yeah,
Push them
that's
over.
pushing right, pushing over the.
That's what I was told.
Right. All right, our last old business item is from Dr. Mervett L. Seeks an extension under the site plan approval for 6 Locust.
All right.
Yeah, so come back.
We had an
It's the
issue.
same meeting.
Yeah, so you guys had to change it. It's not the 2 units anymore. Well, it's,
Right,
they,
yeah, there's something, yeah.
They changed, they came back, all right?
Yeah, they did.
Change it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it was another thing where things were done right.
No, I don't.
no, the front building is done.
Yeah.
Was done.
Yeah.
And there was a situation where there had to be a barrier, the gentleman with the pool next door.
Yeah,
That's done yet. They just got the front of the building off. They haven't even done anything with next.
so they're just looking for an extension, like a 1-year extension, or?
Yeah. Extension. Absolutely. So the shell of the new building is up. We just got a plumbing permit the other day to run the lines.
So
The water lines and sewer.
They got that when they applied. The right of way permit that we're talking about?
Yeah, so they just started to do the work.
All right, nobody's here for that, so you guys have any questions? All right, can I get a motion to extend, this site plan approval for 1 more year? Seconded. Jen, any further discussion? All right, those in favor, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? All right, motion carried. All right, the last item on our list is to approve the minutes from last, I think it was 1 month or 2 months?
yes,
Yeah.
2 months.
Everybody had a chance to look at those? Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
It was.
Andy made them up.
It's hard to remember. So do you want to, do both at the same time? Okay, with you? All right, can I get a motion to approve the 2 months worth of minutes?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, 5-1. I'll take that. All right, Mr. Bendel, any discussion? All right, all those in favor of approving the 2 months of minutes, say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carried. Just a reminder, guys, our next meeting is September 9th because of Labor Day, it's the second day. You guys all have a good motion to adjourn. Yeah, I should do a adjourn. Yeah, second.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion adjourned.